When you sit down to choose a business desktop, the first thing that usually trips people up is the feeling that they're either overpaying for a machine they'll never fully use, or underinvesting and ending up with something that stalls the moment they open a second browser tab. That anxiety is real, especially when the specs start sounding like a mini server, an Intel i7-12700T, 32 GB of DDR5, a 1 TB SSD, plus all the connectivity you could hope for. My goal here is to walk you through exactly what that combination means on a typical workday, where the value actually lives, and who should press add to cart versus who might be better off looking elsewhere. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the kind of workload most small to medium businesses throw at a desktop these days: multitasking across office suites, video calls, occasional data crunching, and maybe a dash of light graphics work. The HP Elite 800 G9 packs a 12-core, 20-thread i7-12700T. It's a low-power variant, so you won't hear any screaming fans, but it still delivers the core count you need for parallel tasks. In practice, I've seen users run 3+ Chrome windows, a Teams call, and a Power BI dashboard without a noticeable lag spike. The 32 GB of DDR5 RAM is the sort of headroom that feels future-proof because you can comfortably add another 2 or 3 heavy applications without swapping. That's a real benefit when you compare it to a more common 16 GB setup that can start to bottleneck you once you start juggling large Excel files and a remote desktop session at the same time. Storage is another practical touchpoint. A 1 TB NVMe SSD gives you rapid boot times, usually under 10 seconds, and enough space for a healthy archive of project files, local backups, and the occasional media asset. What's more, the bundled 64 GB ADATA flash drive isn't just a throwaway perk. If you're a consultant who moves between client sites, that stick can serve as a quick boot into anywhere rescue drive, or as a secure pocket for client-specific data that you don't want mixed with your main OS. It's a modest accessory, but it adds a layer of flexibility for field work that many competitors overlook. Connectivity is where the Elite 800 G9 really distinguishes itself. The machine offers a single USB-C port that supports both data and DisplayPort, 7 USB-A ports for legacy peripherals, an HDMI 2.0 output, and a DisplayPort 1.4. Add to that Wi-Fi 6E and a gigabit Ethernet port, and you have a system that can handle a triple-monitor 4K setup without a hitch. I've seen a design team connect 3 27-inch 4K monitors, a dock, a printer, and a USB-C external SSD simultaneously, and the system never complained about bandwidth. For a typical office that needs to run spreadsheets on one screen, a reference design on another, and a video call on a third, this is as seamless as it gets. The downside, though, is the lack of a dedicated Thunderbolt 4 port. If you rely on Thunderbolt for ultra-fast external storage or daisy-chaining multiple high-resolution displays, you'll need to consider an add-in card or an external dock, which can add cost and clutter. Windows 11 Pro comes pre-installed, and that isn't just a marketing line. The Pro Edition gives you BitLocker device encryption and more granular group policy controls, which are important if you're handling sensitive client data or need to enforce certain security standards across a team. The OS also supports Windows Hello for facial or fingerprint authentication, but you'll need a compatible camera or reader, something the base unit doesn't include. That's a small extra expense if you want the full enterprise-grade security suite. On the flip side, the system isn't a thin client, it's a full desktop with all the typical Windows 11 quirks, from occasional forced updates to the occasional need to tweak privacy settings. If you're looking for a plug-and-play no-it-ever-needed unit, you'll still have to allocate some time for initial configuration. Now, who should actually buy this desktop? First, small business owners who need a reliable, all-in-one workstation for their team. The mix of a powerful i7 and ample DDR5 RAM makes it ideal for professionals who run multiple productivity apps, light content creation, or data analytics. It's also a solid pick for remote workers who want a consistent office-grade experience at home without splurging on a high-end gaming rig. If you're a freelancer who often travels, The included flash drive and the ability to attach a portable monitor via USB-C give you a portable yet powerful setup. And because the machine supports 3 4K monitors, it's a good match for anyone whose workflow benefits from screen real estate. Think designers, video editors, or financial analysts. Conversely, you might want to skip this model if your primary use case is gaming or intensive 3D rendering. The i7-12700T, while solid for business tasks, isn't optimized for the high burst performance that a dedicated desktop-class i7 or i9 would deliver, and the lack of a discrete GPU means any serious graphics work will be limited. If you already own a high-performance laptop and just need a simple office PC, you could